Welcome, speculators. There's a little exploration company looking for uranium in Canada that I like to follow, called Fission 3.0. They're the product of a previous company called Fission that made a nice find. Before that, another one that made a nice find. They're a series of successful entrepreneurs looking for uranium, hence the name 3.0. So this is their third rendition of the same exploration company. And the guys are using the prospect generation model. They've got a partner paying some of the bills, or paying the bills to explore for uranium right now. They just started drilling. So they just put out this news release. Fission 3.0 collars first hole at Clearwater West, focusing on near surface targets. And so a little more about Fission. Fission is trading at $16 million market cap at 9 cents is their last trade. They've got almost $5 million in cash on their last financial statement. This Clearwater West project that they're talking about, they've got a map. See if I can blow it up some. This is, if you can see on the screen, Athabasca Basin. They've got a border of Alberta and Saskatchewan. It's kind of northern, more Alberta, Saskatchewan, just into the Saskatchewan side of the border, south of the theoretical basin where the basement rocks come up. And the theory of this is a lot of the uranium concentration happens around the contact between where this basin hit is one kind of rock and another, and the different chemistry of those rocks and water flowing through there drop the uranium out of the water or the fluids, and so the uranium concentrates where there's kind of a change in rocks, or right below them or right above them. And so on the edge of this basin, what these guys have figured is these basement rocks get closer to surface, and you can find shallow uranium deposits. And so their previous finds are right in this area, and they traced them back looking for high-grade boulders where the basement rock was scraped off by glaciers, and they traced which way the glaciers theoretically went and followed them back and did all kinds of different testing to figure out where that rock was coming from, and focused in on some high-grade uranium. And these high-grade uranium deposits aren't very large volumetric wise, but so finding them and getting a drill to go drill through them can be a trick. But the tools that they're coming up with and the understanding of the geology has helped them make those finds in the past. And so now they've got results from their previous exploration program that has since merged with Denison and is kind of off on its own, and they're going back to start over. Just south of there, 330 meters south of a previous exploration hole they're talking about, where they had some hints, are these blocks, these 3 blocks that they've got. And so they were able to option these blocks off to another little company that I'd never heard of. It just recently changed names. It changed its name to Canex Energy. And so they're talking about this project and all the great things about this project and the partner, Canex Energy. So I was looking at Canex Energy. They just did a financing of about $700,000. They had about $100,000 in their bank account last time they published their books. They don't have a lot of money, but they got Ross McElroy. He's the main guy at Fission. He's the geologist, the main geologist guy at Fission. And Dev Rwanda is probably the main promoter. So those two are the ones you usually see on the road or at conferences or presentations and things promoting these companies. And so Ross is helping these guys as a technical advisor on the projects. I think his name and his success allowed them to raise the money to go after this deal. So this little company, Canex, did this 5-cent financing, and they give warrants for a year at 10 cents. So there's speculative hope that these drill results come through and this Canex share price flies and above the 10 cents, and the guys that did that financing can make out like a bandit. So high risk shots on their regard, but a cheap little company to take those shots on. They'll get a lot of leverage out of it if it works. And So I was looking at what the deal is like between these two companies, because that kind of structure always interests me. And I found this news release about the option agreement with Brandis, and since this news release has been published, Brandis has changed their name to Canex Energy. So that might be a little confusing, but Brandis is now Canex Energy. So Canex Energy signed this deal, and they got the terms in here. I'll try to blow them up a little bit. In the first 12 months, they've got to spend $700,000 of work on this project, which they've already met. They've already met the first 12 months of the deal, and they're in the first 24 months. So by the end of 24 months, they've got to spend $2 million. Brandis or Canex Energy doesn't have enough money above and beyond the 700 that they spent to get to 2 million, but they're taking a stab at it. They're drilling, and maybe they can raise more on the back of good drill results and follow through with this whole program. So the way it's structured right now, if they don't find anything, or Brandis or Canex doesn't get the full $2 million in there, they don't keep anything of the project, not even 20%. But if they get the $2 million spent on the project within 24 months, then they keep 20%. Another 300,000, they keep 30%. Another, however much that is, 1.7 million on top of that, or however much money it is on top of that. To get to 5 million, they get it would be 2.7 million, not 1.7, sorry. 2.7 on top of 2.3 would get to 5. They get 50%. And no matter what, Fission still retains a 2% net smelter royalty on top of that. And so lots of old rules of thumbs are 1% net smelter royalty is kind of equivalent to 10% of the profits of the project. So even with them keeping 50% of the project, they put up all the money, Fission still theoretically get an overriding 20% of the profits, without having to put up 20% of the cost in this net smelter royalty model. So they talk up the project some more, and basically they're drilling this project, and it's July, it's summertime. Drill results are coming up soon. These are shallow targets. It doesn't take long. These guys can do handheld little meters over their results to see if they get uranium hits that they could announce in the short term. Otherwise, they send it through the labs and we get some results back. It could be interesting for this Canex Brandis one, the high risk side, and Fission 3.0. And I think Fission will keep lining up more deals like this in their portfolio of projects. And I like to see that. It's a creative way to get these projects tested and get other people believing in the projects and trying to get them to work. So continuously running that business model over time, I think, could get Fission 3.0 into another position to be bought out and taken over by the bigger boys. So I'm watching and waiting, and we'll see how it happens. If you're interested in these companies, I'd suggest you go to their websites and sign up for their news releases. And if you're looking for more updates on Fission 3.0 along the way, I'm going to keep watching them. And as I see more information and understand it more, I'll tell you about it if you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button below. Otherwise, questions, comments, please put them in the comments box below. I'd love to see what you think about this company. Thank you for listening.